As you guys probably noticed, there was not a podcast episode this last weekend, so I decided to do one about weekish this week. So here we go. Welcome back to Random Threads Podcast. I'm your host, Shayna Miller. This week I kind of wanted to touch a little bit on friends or acquaintances or people who you hang around or whoever you want to put into the category of people that surround you or even environment that you're surrounded by. This summer is actually pretty exciting, and I can feel like the excitement in the air and in the atmosphere of everybody we're all gradually coming out of or healing, so to speak, from last year, 2020, and the pandemic and quarantine and stuff like that. And so there's like this excitement of like this freedom feeling, like we're able to kind of sort of go back to like what a normal life. And so everybody's just like super excited. I'm super excited. I love it so much. So last year, 2020, like most everybody, I took that time kind of seriously. More of like seriously to where I took time for myself and really took the personal time and the quarantine time, so to speak, to really get to know myself and kind of go back to the roots of my true self and of what is me truly without being influenced by the outside world. And yes, I was still succumbed to, and I still participated in like social media and stuff, which of course last year and even this year is kind of being crazy still. But it was really neat not necessarily being outside mingling with physical people or with people on a physical basis. And I'm kind of I'm a homebody anyway, and so I do spend a lot of time at home, quarantined or not. I like my home and I like to stay home, and I really like my own little circle of people, my family, my husband and my 3 children, and so I am pretty satisfied with just us, just my husband, just my 3 children, just me at home. I'm pretty satisfied with that. But I do have to say, of course, like this last year, just like everybody else, I had less interaction. We didn't go to the supermarket as much. We didn't go to the parks, obviously. Like there was less interaction with people. And so with that, I guess, more time to myself, so to speak, I did take that time and I did get dug down into the depths of myself. And I really do believe that I grew stronger in myself and in me knowing myself a little bit better and me standing up for myself better and just going back to my original self and remembering who I was and who I am, who I truly am. And so with 2021 and everybody gradually coming out of that quarantine mindset and everybody gradually going back out into society and out into a normal-ish life, there's, like I said, this like excitement in the air and in the atmosphere that I feel, and I know it's there because people are just ready to be back to normal. And I'm super ready for everything to be back to normal, to be able to go to the supermarket and not even think about 2020 anymore. I want it to be like erased from our past or whatever, I'm just super excited for the change and for the newness and for the back to better than normal. And so one thing that I did want to, or the whole topic for this episode with friends and acquaintances and basically people being super excited to get to be back out in society with other people and mingling, whether it's people they have already known from the past or people that they know or people that they want to meet, like new people that they want to meet, or just go to like the amusement parks and bars and just getting to know and bumping into people. And just one thing that I wanted to touch on this episode was just kind of like a caution or a beware, or not even something so dark as those words, but more of like I guess like a warning or an encouragement, I should say. We don't want to come out of our self-growth that we had from being by ourselves and really developing in ourselves. We don't want to come out of that and just jumping right into being taken advantage of anybody else. And I'm not saying that if you want friends and if you want to mingle and if you want new friends, you're automatically going to be taken advantage of. But I do know that in the name of being excited and in the name of wanting friends and wanting to mingle again and wanting to have physical socialness or whatever, that people can just be super excited and super naive to the fact that humans are still humans. And if we're not careful with our own selves, we could fall back into old habits that made us kind of bury ourselves in the first place. And so if we're just going out there making friends just to make friends and not really continuing on with the development of ourselves and staying true to our own selves and to our own truth and to our own strengths, and I'm basically talking about myself. I mean, I know a lot of you can probably relate to me, but I'll just stick to myself because I know myself. If I'm just going to go out there and just make friends to make friends because, hey, now we can be socially together, I have a feeling that I will be so overwhelmed with the anticipation or the excitement of being with another human being that I may just start compromising just so that I don't lose the feeling of an excitement of a new friend. And so I wrote this post on my Instagram story. If you're not following my personal page, go ahead and do that, and you can find the post yourself if you want, but I will read it here as well. On Instagram, my personal page is Shana_Dakota. That's SHANEA_Dakota, DAKOTA. When you follow me there, you'll get a lot of my personal posts and my personal helps towards my community. And it's one of these days I will probably mix both my random threads Instagram account and my personal account. I just have not necessarily wanted any of my family or past friends to know that I have a podcast right now, because like I've told you guys in previous podcast episodes that I wanted to grow an organic audience and not necessarily just have my friends and family be listening to me. So I wanted to go ahead and just jump out here on my own and kind of just build my own audience and my own community with this podcast, and then later on down the line I would tell my family and friends about it, and then they could share it from there or whatever. I just wanted to be on my own to do this thing on my own, and so therefore I have two separate accounts. Long story short, follow me on Shana_Dakota to get a lot more personal content from me. You can follow me, of course, on random_threads_podcast to know all about my podcast episodes and just little previews here and there. Anyway, that being said, the other day I did a post and I kind of just wanted to read the post to you. It's real good stuff, and so just listen carefully, and it really spoke to me, and I'm hoping that you guys gain something from it as well. And like I said, not to sound dark or whatever, but I do want to put a caution or a warning out there to everybody who is super excited to just go out and throw yourselves at people and make new friends and stuff like that. Making new friends is awesome, and building a community is awesome. You just have to make sure that you're staying true to yourself, and you're going to be building a community that supports you and your truth and everything that you stand for, and making sure that you don't compromise yourself just in the name of having friends or acquaintances or being with people. So anyway, here goes the post. Friends equals people you have chosen to cooperate with because they may benefit you in the future. I think making friends should be a well thought out decision, especially if you do not wish to be screwed over or taken advantage of, and so that you don't end up screwing over or taking advantage of others. If you are someone who usually just throws yourself at people in the name of having friends, you have a greater chance of being taken advantage of and getting hurt, mentally and possibly physically. We have come a long way from the Stone Age, but we still need to do as our ancestors did and make sure we are cooperating with people who have our best survival interests in mind, especially with our psychological survivals. One thing to always consider is your own mental and physical strength before you commit and shake hands in a relationship, romantic or cordial. You'll never be alone when you're building yourself up, and then you can start constructing your empire. Self-care is not selfish. It is essential to your own survival. And if you're not surviving, then you're not building. And if you're not building, then you will end up not thriving. And so that was the post that I wrote the other day. And basically, like it said, just giving a little bit of warning. Make sure that you're strong enough to step out there and make new friends without compromising yourself and without compromising the strengths that you have built up in your own self-time. And I know that I am a little partial to self-care and self-love and my own personal time and being with my own personal family, because that's what I truly do love. And I truly do believe, just like I've said in past podcasts, that if you don't love yourself, your inner self, and if you're not strong in yourself or your inner self, and it goes with your immediate family too, your children, your husband, if you're not strong in that bond, then you basically cannot move on with strength and truth to have different relationships or outside relationships. Because if you're not truly loving yourself or being one with yourself, you cannot expand yourself. There will be nothing left. There won't be anything there. You have to love yourself. It has to start from the inside and then work its way out. So I'm not saying no, don't go make new friends. It's actually the opposite. Make sure that you are sticking true to yourself and loving yourself enough to build the community that actually supports and inspires your true self and your strengths and your goals and your desires and where you want to be in the next 5 minutes or the next 5 months or the next 5 years. You need to surround yourself in a community and with relationships and with acquaintances and with coaches and with, everybody that you are with and everybody that you want to spend time with. You need to make sure that they are encouraging you and inspiring you with your own truth, and that you do not have to compromise your inner true self. Yes, I know in relationships and acquaintances, there is a touch of compromise here and there because that's how people grow together. But you do have to make sure that your core values and your core truths are not being tampered with just in the name of having acquaintances. I know this topic can be kind of touchy because there are some people that are super social butterflies, and that's basically how they think they thrive, is by just meeting new people all the time. And I'm not saying that there aren't people that do that. I just, like I said, and I know I keep feeling like I'm rambling and just repeating myself, because I do want you to know that I'm not against having friends and I'm not against meeting new acquaintances. All I'm saying is just make sure that you do not go against your truth, yourself, just to have new people in your life. And definitely don't let anybody take advantage of your excitement with this new back to better than normal 2021. Don't let anybody take advantage of your excitement by treating you like shit, because we definitely, as people, as humans, as people who are true to ourselves, because I know that all of my community and all of my listeners, we have really dug deep and we have really been analyzing ourselves and getting to know our true inner selves. And so we don't need to let anybody take advantage of our excitement in this year and just tear what we have built up in ourselves down. And so I hope that you guys really got something from this. Leave me a comment or a voice message or whatever, and then I can answer any questions that you have for me. Again, my email address is threadsrandom@gmail.com. Threads, all of the threads for Random Threads has a Z at the end. And like I said, if you're following me on Instagram, then you can message me, or follow me on Instagram so you can message me, and then we can chat that way. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for pushing play today, and I will chat at you this next weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. I usually, like I've said before, like to get them out Saturday nights. Sometimes it's Sunday morning, depending on how slow the Wi-Fi is going to upload the podcast episodes. Anyway, I will chat at you guys, and I will also, of course, have the audio uploaded to YouTube here in the next probably, I don't know. It usually takes a couple hours. So just look for the YouTube video, and that's, of course, Random Threads YouTube channel. And I have I think I have all of the episodes uploaded now. Anyway, go check that out. Subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you get the notifications. And like I said, I think it was in the last podcast episode that I'm going to be trying to do a web show as soon as I figure out my new camera. And I'm working on that. So I'm going to try to do a web show for the podcast as well, so that you have something to look at when you're watching the YouTube channel instead of just listening to my beautiful voice. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, or whatever day you're listening to this. It's Tuesday for me today. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Thanks.